started because I know that we want to be conscious of time, but I would like to first thank Principal Wilson and her team for coming out. Let's give them a round of applause. Come on, my staff, thank you. Thank you, all right. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. And it's just this is an honor just to have you guys here, but also just to have a community of learners. You know, how do you get better? How do you grow? Well, let's come together. Let's talk about best practices. Let's do what we have to do. And I think the reason why I wanted to bring you guys here is because because when I was down there, I said, man, I see some teachers at the school at Eastgate that's just phenomenal, and the staff there, and I'm like, wow, how would it look if we could just come together on a Saturday and just kind of work, and then I'm this big out of the box type of person, so I believe that if everybody say it can't get done, I'm like, yes it can, why not, so I'm really just honored. I'm just so happy. I was emailing you guys and calling you, coming. My staff was like, Mr. Hurd, you tripping because now, you acting all funny. It's Friday. We want to get out of here. We was here at 7 o'clock last night. I'm like, okay, Principal Wilson, what type of food you like? You told me, I'm like, we got to get food and stuff like that. So really, it's just an honor, and I'm just excited just to be here. So let's just kind of look at the agendas that we have the welcome, we had our breakfast, and we're going to just talk about why are we here, and then we'll take a little tour of the school, and then from there we're going to go ahead and start working. We're going to go and start working. We're going to break off with the teachers and the principals and the curriculum specialists, and we're going to go ahead and start working. Then we're going to come back at about 1 o'clock and recap, and we'll be done, okay? And then by all means, we want to make sure that we kind of hit everything that we want to hit, and talk about, what is the best practice to move the academic needle. I don't have all the answers, but I believe that if we're all together as one, coming from Ohio, coming from Michigan, then we can figure this thing out, I believe that in my heart to heart, Principal Wilson, I know that you guys have an excellent school. I've told you that many times. I see the vision just moving. I see you guys doing great things. I see that MAP score. I'm just looking like the MAP going to take off. The end of the year the state test is going to take off. So I just see those things taking place. I really do. I always brag about, this is the school that I always brag about on my staff meetings and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, y'all got to be like them when they, and then, so we always bragging about you guys and showing them pictures about the things that you guys are doing. So once again, I just appreciate everything. We have food down there, so make sure you guys get enough food. So I just want to kind of start it off that we're going to be in here for about another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and break off and start working. But I just think, why are we here? Okay, why are we here? So I want to kind of pass this out real quick. Yep, and then we're going to get started. Mr. Townsend, if everybody get this right here. And then before we pass out, can I have you two teachers? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and kind of come together. So let's get up and we're going to stack and pack. You guys are fine back there, so let's kind of stack them back. So you two go over there and you two come over here. Okay. And then Mr. Townsend, you back there. We're good. So then let's take 2 minutes. We're gonna read this article. Okay, we're gonna read this article, and then from there we're going to share with our elbow partner. Pretty good. So let's all read it, and then we're gonna have a kind of sharing moment. Okay. We come from the same cloth right there because, like I said, last year I had a conversation with Ms. Stevens. I said, if these kids can't read, then I'm not going to promote them no more. All this, mom, dad, I'm going to look you in your face and say, this kid can't read. We let them down. School, parents, we let them down. But I'm not going to take them to the next grade knowing that they're not at grade level. I know it, you know it. So then that's the type of tough conversation. The other conversation is that, a lot of times when you're dealing with inner city schools, when you're dealing with Black and Latino kids coming from poverty, we lower the standard. Okay, and then from there, we say, oh, if they just turn in one sheet of work, or if they quiet, or if they don't say nothing, let's give them a seat, let's promote them. But we don't raise that standard to say, okay, I do understand that maybe your mother worked 2 jobs. We get that. I understand filing out might not be the picture. You know, we get all that. We get all of that. We understand, you know, all those things, but we're not gonna lower the standard and say because you're not bad or you're not doing this over here, we're gonna promote you. And a lot of schools do that. You know, and that's one thing I said, that for our school, we're not gonna do that. You know, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna get your education, we're gonna give you the best every day. You know, we're gonna come in on Saturdays with Eastgate and do some PD. No, seriously, I mean, like what schools in the world on a Saturday at 9 from 9 to 1, you know, talking about education? Everybody at home sleep or doing whatever. So that's the dedication that we talking about, because we want to raise the standard to make sure that we can look you in the eye and say we're giving you the best of the best. So I'm gonna pause right there. Ms. Stevens, go ahead.
Oh yeah, another aspect of this changing the culture, and I think we need to talk about that, is changing the culture about data. Like you can have this feel good, you can see growth, you can see that, but what is it showing you? I think you mentioned in retention, in order to educate the parents, in order to educate the students, you have to really look at, you have to establish a culture of always looking at where they're at and saying, listen, this shows that you can say to parents, listen, it's not my opinion, it's not my feeling, it's not your, you can see it.
Yeah.
And this is what is expected. So that's another part, I think, culture that we need to.
Anything else back there? Okay, let's go over to, I know you like, man, y'all done said everything.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
we talked about how like it showed that no one was demanding greatness from the students, and that like it seemed like the teachers kind of were just going through the motions, just doing it to do it, and not actually inspiring the children or things like that about their education.
Yeah. It's funny when you say demanding greatness. A lot of times we just don't demand greatness, but not even from the students. Do we demand greatness from ourselves? Like if we really look in the mirror, you know, and then I'm gonna show this video, but it talks about how bad do you want to be successful? Now, really, how bad do you want to be successful? Are you willing to get out that bed? Are you willing to do the things necessary to be successful? You know, demand greatness. It's funny because I'm always like, okay, how are schools successful? Well, schools are successful when they demand greatness. Greatness doesn't come. You understand what I'm saying? It just does not come. You gotta be demanding that every day, every Monday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday. Not just October and November, but I'm talking about in January, February, when it's snow on the ground, when you know you don't want to come. When you ain't had a break in 2 months. You know, ain't no spring break come Christmas. Christmas passed, you got that 2 month. Ain't no half days, Christmas, ain't none of that stuff. It's 2 months. How can you motivate yourself? So I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna watch this video, and then we're gonna go ahead and then we're gonna go ahead and I want to talk about this because I think you hit a good point. That's what we're saying. How do you demand greatness among everybody? I've been a principal for 11 years, so by my second year as a principal, I called one of my good friends on the phone, and I said, hey, you know, I want to transform schools all over the world. I want to fix schools. I want to be a principal, and I just want to fix schools. That's all I want to do. I was tired of seeing schools failing. I was tired of seeing 500 kids not learning. I was tired of seeing teachers not doing whatever. It was public schools, charter, private, you name it. So I called my friend. And then I said, hey, could you come up to the school, my school, this was about 10 years ago, and I said, could you just shoot a commercial? And I'm gonna speak things into existence. I said, shoot me a commercial, and I'm gonna talk about how good we're gonna be. Now, mind you, we weren't good, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it into existence. And then my good friend, my best friend, he said, okay, I'm gonna come up here. He was one of my good friends, and then he said, you know what, Sean? I want to start, you know, shooting commercials. Give me the opportunity to shoot a commercial, but I want to start making videos and making movies and stuff like that. My good friend. So we're just talking about it and stuff like that. So he shot my first commercial, and then from there, every year, you know, he would always shoot my commercials. And then after my 4th year as a principal, he said, man, I remember when you were like this, and now you're like this with the kids and stuff like that. And mind you, he's not in education, but I'm like, man, we got this award and we got this. And then he's coming to me saying, man, I just shot my first commercial. He's doing things. He shot a commercial for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, well, how are you shooting a commercial for the Super Bowl? And you, my friend, you know what I'm saying? You like, for real? Like how are you doing this? Seriously. So then I was saying, well, if you're doing a commercial for Super Bowl, you're still my boy, so you can't start saying, you know, you're gonna be doing some other stuff. So then we will always call each other every Saturday for weeks and weeks, years and years, say, hey, listen, are you on your grind? Are you doing something? He said, yes. I said, well, I'm doing something. I'm checking lesson plans. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. So then it's so funny. So then last year, the same person who was shooting these commercials for me, little old me, Miss What's Wrong with mine? You know, doing commercials, he came out with a movie. I'm like, for real? And then from there, he called me, talking about, man, my movie got, you know, we get all these awards. I got to go to the film festival. You know, I got all these things happening. I done got nominated for this stuff. I'm like, seriously, for real? Now, mind you, I knew from the beginning, Mrs. Wilson, where he was at. You know, I knew from the beginning. So he making movies. Wow, he meets celebrities. He's doing stuff with, do you guys know who Hill Harper is? Yeah, he's doing things with Hill Harper. I'm like, oh my God, now I'm really out of your league now. Like you rubbing elbows with Hill Harper, so, you know. So he doing his thing, and I'm like, you know, I got an academic award, we doing, so every time I watch this, I remember how we put it in place in the beginning. It was just us talking. It was literally us talking, us saying, okay, we about to be out of this box. We don't care what everybody say about us. We're not going to look at the situation as a principal. I knew that people was going to laugh at me, really. I really did. I knew that I was going to be shunned. No, you can't put pictures up in the hallway. No, you can't do all of that. No, you can't have teachers do all this different type of stuff in the classroom. No, you can't have a year and 5 months worth of growth. That doesn't happen in inner city schools. Like, really. Oh, math growth? Yeah, when we got that map 3 years ago, I said, no, what? We had the highest scores nationwide. I'm not worried about Inksters. So the people, when I called them, the people laughed at me on the phone. No, literally, they did. We called them. Then we called them, they called them. We called them, we said, we're gonna have the highest growth. And then at the end of the year, when we had it, then they said, oh, you guys must have cheated. Okay, fine. No, first year, yeah, we cheated. Okay, fine. Second year, we got the highest growth. Again, oh, you must cheat. So the lady from the company actually came down, surprised us, came down, and I think it was one of my teachers, came down, sat in the room, and then at the time, they would give you the scores right there on the spot. So once you pass it, they would give you the scores, okay? So then she's in a room with about 20 of our kids. The first kid passed it. Second kid passed it. Third kid passed it. Fifth kid passed it. So Mr. Townsend, the gentleman right there, was in the room. So she go over to Mr. Townsend, like, oh man, how are these kids getting it? We just doing what we doing. Our kids, these are little second graders, leaving out talking about, hey, I got a rich score of 190. And then she left out of there saying, okay, can I take pictures of your school, because now I want to see how you talking about this data. You guys got data walls inside of the classroom. Oh, you got attendance data right there. Oh, you got all these goals and stuff like that. So once again, it's about starting small, but you got to speak into existence. If we don't speak into existence, we're going to be what we're going to be. Do you guys agree with that? Okay. So when I say that this person who made these movies and all this kind of stuff and doing this Hill Harper stuff and got movies out there and stuff like that, that person is this gentleman right there. Look, right there. No, he right there. This guy right here. Seriously. Yeah, he's making movies. Yeah. So y'all like, oh, why I got all these cameras here? Yeah, 9 years ago, he was like, okay, I'm about to do this now. He got movies out there. He got stuff out there. And I'm not saying that because he's my friend, one of my best friends, but it reminds me of how bad do you want it? He doesn't sleep. He ain't sleeping, 2 or 3 hours, I call him. He working during the day, making movies, coming here, doing all that. He don't sleep. So I say all that to say this is that as we break off into our groups, this is the time for us to grow, learn. I don't care what anybody says in the world. We're about to make history. Do you agree with that? No, seriously, we're about to make history. We're about to make history. We're about to learn. We're about to grow. We're about to make history. And then, mark my words, it's going to be other school districts, other places around it that's going to be doing this thing. We're going to be the first model. And I'm speaking that into existence, okay? All right, so any questions? What time I got? Oh, I made good time, okay, what time is it? 10:11. Okay, so we're about to, break off, okay, so you know what, let's take our tour of the school, okay, we're gonna take our tour. If you wanna bring your stuff, you can, no one's gonna be in here, but we're gonna take a tour of the school, and then we're gonna go into the classrooms, okay?